Hey guys, we're now going to talk about LA Knight and how he regained his United States Championship back. And also, you can see in the background that's my Jose Altuve baseball poster where he hit multiple home runs in the postseason, where he hit three in one day in the postseason game one against the Boston Red Sox. That was his swing, and Altuve is one of my favorite players. And now we're going to be talking about LA Knight on how he won the United States Championship back and what he may address on SmackDown tomorrow night. And we're going to talk about how DIY is going to take on the Street Profits tomorrow night, and how we're going to get Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes. And honestly, in my opinion, I'm happy for LA Knight that he won back his title, because the LA Knight, yeah. I'm literally happy that Knight won back his title because he deserved to win it. And what was the point that Shinsuke wins the title, but then LA Knight wins it back? I understand that, but LA Knight is a disrespectable man. He is respectable. He's loved by the fans and the WWE universe. And LA Knight is honestly one of the best wrestlers in wrestling right now. And he is a megastar and a superstar. And he's going to be at FanFest, I think, I heard. And he was very nice when I met him. And he said, keep following your dreams and never give up. And LA Knight is really respectable. And he's one of my favorite role models. And I think John Cena is going to pass the torch to him. And I honestly was happy LA Knight won back his title, because Shinsuke's reign was boring. That's my opinion. And me and Randy are going to discuss that and what his thoughts are on it. And also, we're going to see DIY face the Street Profits tomorrow night for the Tag Team Championships. I honestly think that the Street Profits is going to win. That's my opinion, because they turned heel and they really attacked them. And honestly, I think that the Street Profits are going to win and show and send a message to the DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns and everybody. I think they're going to send a message. And my opinion is, I think that I'm happy LA Knight won. And we're also going to see Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes tomorrow night. And John Cena and Cody Rhodes will be in the same building for the first time since John Cena turned heel. And we're going to talk about what it means when Cody Rhodes said, "Come and get some." Use John Cena's own words to John Cena. And we're going to talk about it. And honestly, my opinion is, I think that the Street Profits turning heel was really cool. And they're back and they're stronger and healthier than ever before. And I think Cody Rhodes using John Cena's line was honestly really awesome. Seeing how he said he was shocked, and they're best friends in the real life. And it's shocking that he turned heel. And now seeing that he's turned heel. And my opinion on that is, it was shocking. And seeing Cody Rhodes say, "Come and get some." And seeing him and John will be in the same building for the first time since it happened. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to see it. Here's my friend Randy to talk about LA Knight, DIY, and Street Profits, John Cena and Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes, and just about normal spring training and how we're almost close to baseball, and how we're going to be talking about the Dodgers and Cubs in the Tokyo series. In my opinion, I can't wait for the Dodgers-Cubs Tokyo series, because even though it's the 2 days of opening day for the regular season, and the Cubs or Dodgers will lead in some stats, but still, it's really cool to see opening day for them in a different country, because they're both two historic franchises. The Cubs are an amazing team. The Dodgers are an amazing team. And now, here's my friend Randy. Here's my friend Randy to talk about LA Knight.
What's up? So I feel like it was kind of stupid that they they did actually do that. Like, they gave their United States title to Shinsuke. I wouldn't say the reign of Shinsuke was boring, because if you look at it, my perspective is because Shinsuke hasn't won a title since he was Intercontinental Champion and Tag Team Champion with Cesaro, a.k.a. Castagnoli, on AEW.
True.
And it's just like he needed a title run at one point, because Shinsuke is a really great Japanese wrestler. He has a very strong style of wrestling background. So
True.
I wouldn't say any of his title runs were boring. It's just that I think it was only because they gave him that United States title run is because they wanted to see if they could push him to be a world champion.
True. And what did you think of LA Knight winning back his title?
Well, I feel like his title should never have been taken off of him that soon until they were ready.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, sorry, you were saying?
And I feel like it was kind of smart to take it off of him for a little bit and then give it back to him. So I guess that was the point.
True. And what do you think of the LA Knight Logan Paul rivalry before SummerSlam?
Well, that gave LA Knight's first actually United States Championship run, which was really cool. And then LA Knight had a custom LA Knight United States Championship, and that was the very first custom title ever made on WWE history.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only time a title had custom titles was on TNA Wrestling, which it was TNA Wrestling, and then it was like Global Force Wrestling, and then it was Impact Wrestling, and then it went back to TNA Wrestling. So the first ever wrestler to do a custom title on TNA was actually Jeff Hardy.
True. And what did you think of all the segments with Logan Paul and LA Knight? Even though Logan Paul is not liked, but still, the segments with LA Knight.
I want to talk about the custom champion first. So TNA was the first. Then it was AEW, which Maxwell Jacob Freeman, a.k.a. MJF, he was the second wrestler to do a custom title. So he did the custom AEW world title with the Burberry look.
Yeah.
But Jeff Hardy did two different custom titles for TNA. So he did the Immortal title when he was part of the Immortal team in TNA with Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, with Abyss, with it was crazy. And then with Jeff Hardy's second TNA run, he had another custom world title, which was really cool. It was a black strap with his face and everything. It was so cool.
Mm-hmm. And what did you think of the segments with LA Knight and Logan Paul?
I just feel like the Logan Paul thing, Logan Paul is a good wrestler, but his segments are just boring.
Yeah, and do you think LA Knight made them cool, though?
LA Knight gave him his 5 minutes of fame after he lost his title.
That's true. And you think LA Knight deserved to win?
Yes.
And what did you think about this? There's this rumor that Drew McIntyre and The Rock are discussing if John Cena does not win that Undisputed Championship match at WrestleMania, that The Rock is aka the final boss, is now discussing replacing John Cena with Drew McIntyre.
If John Cena can't do it, then Drew can't do it. So obviously, I don't think Drew's gonna do it, because obviously John Cena is gonna win because they're gonna have be a 17-time world champion.
True.
And that's the plan. They're gonna have John Cena win it for 17 times, break Ric Flair's record, and then he's gonna pass the torch back to Cody after a month, and then And then Cody's gonna have the run with the title again, and then I guess Roman's gonna come back and win the title after he stopped feuding with Seth Rollins and CM Punk.
And what'd you think of Roman coming back?
Well, I called it, to be honest. I had a feeling he was gonna come back and either cost CM Punk or cost Seth.
True.
But I did not think he would cost CM Punk the way that was gonna happen. I thought he's gonna go in the cage, Superman punch CM Punk, either drag CM Punk's carcass or drag Seth Rollins' carcass out of the ring, and then voila, he got his revenge.
And what'd you think of him going after Paul Heyman after he was hugging CM Punk?
Well, I did notice that Paul Heyman was saying something to CM Punk, and I think he was saying sorry about my tribal chief. He was just proving his point of why no one should mess with the tribal chief. And I did not expect Roman Reigns to target CM Punk after that, because CM Punk did stand up for Roman after Seth Rollins freaking curb stomped him not once but twice.
True. And what do you think of the t-shirt he was wearing? YTC.
Why Seth? YTC.
Your tribal chief.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the matches we're going to get on SmackDown between Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes?
That would be a good match. I like that. That'd be a good match.
Who do you think's going to win?
Randy Orton, of course.
And what do you think of the match between DIY versus Street Profits?
Okay, so if you look at it, so DIY, nothing against Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa, but they got a cheap win on the Mercy Machine Guns by cheap shot just to win the tag teams. If they wanted to win, they didn't have to. They wanted to win. They can win the normal way. They don't have to do a cheap shot. And then I understand you got screwed out because you lost, because you had to face the bloodline with Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tamaloa, and Solo Sikoa. But either way, they were gonna push that bloodline because they wanted to make the storyline of the bloodline against bloodline. So you look at it, they had to push the bloodline, the new bloodline, in order to make them look good against the original bloodline. If you look at it, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the Motor City Machine Guns were the only people to beat the bloodline fair and square.
True. And then yes,
the DIY didn't get a fair rematch after they lost the tag titles. So don't get me wrong, they have every right to be mad and upset they didn't get a fair rematch.
So what do you think of Cody Rhodes using John Cena's own words against him by saying, "Come and get some"?
That was actually gold, dude. I like that he did that. Because, if you look at it, at the Elimination Chamber, he kind of, he's confused why, he got screwed and got betrayed by his best friend. And also, it's kind of funny, now, with the Drew McIntyre and the final boss, I don't think they're going to have John Cena lose to Cody Rhodes because they need to give John Cena that record, and then he can finally retire as a peaceful man. Because if you look at it, if he breaks the record of 17-time world championships, then he doesn't have to worry about being a Grand Slam champion because he's already the GOAT. He's already the best in the world right now. He's already done it all. He's already won one mid-card title. He doesn't need to win the last mid-card title that he doesn't need. That doesn't. In my mind, you don't need to break records just to be a mid-card champion because he's already done it all. He's won 16-time world championships. He's won multiple United States championships. He's won multiple tag titles. he just needs to win one more world title to just break the record, and he will be the greatest of all time. Because the greatest of all time is winning 17 world championships. I mean, Roman Reigns already broke the record of how long of holding the Universal Championship for so many times.
Yeah.
So, like, he's the GOAT of holding the longest championship ever and breaking it from over 1,000 days. Like, that's crazy. But then, like, yes, I understand Cody Rhodes had to finish the story because, well, the only reason why Cody Rhodes won the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania was because Roman Reigns was going to be absent from WWE for several months because he was doing a movie with The Rock.
I remember that.
So that's why, and you have 30 days to defend your title. So, like, and he was going to be gone more than 30 days. So it made no sense for them to keep the title on Roman Reigns if he's going to be gone for more than 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I understand, like, why they gave the title to Cody. So, like, don't get me wrong, hats off to Cody. He's won a title that his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, never won. Because Dusty Rhodes already won the World Heavyweight title. So, but the only title that Dusty Rhodes never won was the WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's the thing. Like, Cody Rhodes does it all. He won the Intercontinental Championship. He won the tag titles. He's won the undisputed tag titles. He's won the undisputed title that his father never won. So I feel like if he does lose the title to John Cena and he doesn't see a world title match in a while, I guess they're going to give him a mid-card title run where I guess maybe if LA Knight still holds the United States title, maybe Cody will get a United States title run. That would be awesome because that's the only title he never won.
That's true.
But if you notice, Cody's won the Ruthless Aggression tag titles. He's won the Ruthless Aggression World tag titles and SmackDown tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
If any wrestling fans out there remembers who Cody Rhodes' former tag champion was, I do. It was Hardcore Holly himself, Hall of Famer. That was his former tag champion, tag team champion, tag partner. They won the Ruthless Aggression SmackDown tag titles. Then he betrayed Hardcore Holly and tagged with Ted DiBiase Jr., which is the $1 Million Man's son.
Mm-hmm.
And they won the World Tag Team Championships.
I remember that.
If no one remembers, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr., they were a faction with Randy Orton, which was Legacy.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time they had a unified tag team championship because they did that with the Ruthless Aggression tag titles. They did that with Big Show, Chris Jericho, and then Big Show and The Miz. And then it was Tyson Kidd and Davey Boy Smith Jr. And then it was Triple H and Shawn Michaels as DX. They beat Miz and Big Show, and then they lost it to a tag team that I don't remember. But then they had so many great tag teams with the unified tag teams, like they had with the undisputed tag teams, where the blood. I like to be honest. If I had to say what I like more with the unified or the undisputed, I feel like the undisputed was a better name than the unified tag teams. Because don't get me wrong, the side plate, the undisputed didn't have side plates, but the unified tag teams had nameplates, so like they would have their names on it, which was cool. But then when they brought the World Tag Team Championships back, and then they brought the Tag Team Championships back, which they were using the old version of the Attitude Era Tag Team what's called version 2 of the old school World Tag Team titles, but instead of putting the World Tag Team, they just put Tag Team Wrestling Champions. But like they used the old school version of version 2 of the World Tag Team Championships, but they just named it Tag Team. But what's cool about that, they have side plates instead of nameplates. You can get a cool design on the side plates than you get on the nameplates.
Yeah. And what do you think of the Rock's role as the final boss and the Rock's career?
So, I love The Rock. I loved him because I loved his movies, from the Game Plan.
I love the movies San Andreas he was in.
I loved him as a Scorpion King from that movie, and also he played in The Mummy with Tom Cruise, which that was a good movie. And also he played in so many good movies: Red Notice, Tooth Fairy,
and Red One.
Red One.
That was a good movie.
Mission something. He played with a movie with Kevin Hart, and it was a funny movie / a spy movie. He played in so many good movies, and I love his movies. Oh, one of my top favorite movies, Snitch, which, don't get me wrong, that movie he played as Snitch, where he played as a father, and he played as a husband, and his son from his previous marriage got into a scuffle where, let me just get into this. This is a really good way to exclude this in freaking movies about The Rock. So in Snitch, his son was dealing with a friend that was a drug dealer. And don't get me wrong, drug dealers, no good. Don't get into that. And then someone sent him a package, and then the FBI tracked his son down, and then his son went to jail, and he had a choice to not snitch or snitch on the people that got him in trouble. And then his father, which aka Dwayne Rock Johnson, as the father of the movie, he decided to get his son out of jail and try to fix whatever it caused. So, not a lot of people know The Walking Dead. So, there was a character in The Walking Dead that was in that movie. He played as Shane, Rick's best friend. He played as a former criminal, and he worked at The Rock's construction worker in the movie. Helped him get his son out of trouble, take down the cartel, and then next thing you know, like, the ending is so good. You're going to love the ending. You can watch Snitch on Peacock, I think Tubi as well. I do not want to spoil it. You have to see yourself. The ending was so crazy and so good that you're going to love it, but you're going to be shocked at what happened at the end of the movie because, dude, it was insane. All I can say was there was a chase from the cartel that, you know, he was trying to save his son from, and it was insane. I like the movies that Rock does because it's so good because you never... Oh, he played in Fast and the Furious. You can never get wrong with that.
Yeah, and what do you think of his roles as the owner of WWE, TKO?
So let me just say about TKO. I'm not a big fan of, like, cage fighting or, like, UFC. I don't take that away from anybody else's likes of what they like in life. If you like UFC or TKO, that's cool. You can like that. I respect that. But I like stuff that's entertainment. I don't condone violence. I don't like violence. If someone says something about my name, I get in defense mode. Not like I'm going to beat the living crap out of you, but I'm going to intimidate you in some way because just don't disrespect me. I'm a very caring, outgoing guy. I have a good heart. I do have morals, and I have a heart, and I have a soul. But just don't disrespect me. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, if you disrespect me, don't be surprised when I bite. Like, I'm nice, but don't think I don't bite. And that's the saying. Like, I'm not going to bite you. It's just a metaphor.
And what do you think of the Rock segments, like with Rock versus Cena? Rock segments with Cena.
I loved everything against The Rock and Cena. But I did not expect The Rock to make John Cena sell out and, like, join his faction. I did not expect John Cena to put the Ones logo up with his hands. That was insane.
Yeah, and what did you think of the Rock when he turned into the final boss?
Okay, so I like The Rock's gimmicks, like from Hollywood Rock, and then like from his Attitude Era's days, and then like Cowboy Rock, and then it's really funny.
And what did you think of The Rock and Cena when they teamed up against The Miz and R-Truth only one time?
I actually like that. Okay, so if you don't get me wrong,
That was a
okay,
good match.
so like here's the thing, because John Cena was in a Hell in a Cell match, right? And it was against CM Punk, Alberto Del Rio, and Miz and R-Truth was fired by Triple H, the CEO, and then it started a whole freaking thing where the whole roster, the whole WWE just walked out on Triple H because they think that Triple H couldn't like handle the position of the CEO.
Mm-hmm.
But because when the Miz and R-Truth like took hostage of the Hell in a Cell, and then yes, like as the CEO, you cannot hit your employers. But either way, that was part of the script.
Yeah, and what did you think of the match between The Miz and R-Truth versus The Rock and Cena, and they teamed up for only one time?
I thought it was cool. I thought that was a great. I really thought like, okay, don't get me wrong. I always dreamed of The Rock and John Cena be a tag team and actually win a tag title together. That would be a cool match.
Totally. And I do want to thank you for doing the sports interview about Peña Altuve baseball, and also last thing, what do you think about Dodgers and Cubs playing 2 days for opening day early in Tokyo? That's next week.
Okay, so I always dreamed of going to Tokyo, Japan, because there's so many. And don't get me wrong, I love abandoned places. Tokyo has so many abandoned places that are so really cool of history and everything.
Like Mount Fuji, their volcano is really cool. My sister climbed it.
So don't get me wrong, Tokyo is such a beautiful place. But the only issue that Tokyo has is that, okay, so you can see I'm heavily tagged. I have tattoos all over.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if I go to Tokyo, I cannot go in their gyms. I can't go on their beaches because tattoos are forbidden in Tokyo.
No, I understand that totally.
But don't get me wrong, nothing against Tokyo. I love Tokyo. I love their culture. I love their spirituality. And don't get me wrong, if I do go to Tokyo, I'm just gonna bring makeup foundation so I can just cover my tattoos, so I can go on the beach and go into the gyms and everything, because I respect Tokyo and I respect their rules and regulations. Because like, if you don't understand, like, Tokyo is a beautiful place. They have really outstanding fan base,
and they love baseball.
That's what I'm saying. They have an outstanding fan base. They love baseball. They love everything of the sports of baseball. So don't get me wrong. So
what do you think of the Dodgers versus Cubs for Tokyo City for opening day?
That's gonna be good. And I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna watch that on.
It's gonna be on ESPN. I heard. I think at 6.
That's the thing.
At 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have to see, because I only have Peacock, Netflix, and Disney Plus. I think I have the ESPN on Disney Plus, so I could probably watch it on there. I don't know. But I do have a Cubs hat in my collection, so if I can watch it, then I'm going to wear my 2016 World Series Cubs hat when they beat the the Cleveland Guardians, when they were the Cleveland, you know what, we can't say that because we would be demonetized. Don't want to get you demonetized if you post this on YouTube. So I'm just going to respectfully say Cleveland Guardians, which that was a good matchup when they were in the 2016 World Series.
Yeah, and I do want to thank you for doing the sports interview.
You're very welcome. All right.
There.
All right, so this is going on YouTube, so look up Brandon's Baseball Blocks. If you like, subscribe, comment. Let's get this up to 50,000 likes and help my brother out with some subscribers so we can keep on showing you some more sports content. And we're probably going to Fan Fest this year, so if you see us, don't be shy. Come say hi to us. We won't be that. We're not rude. We're not disrespectful. We love to talk to you guys. We love talking about sports. And if you ever want advice from us about sports or anything, come ask us. We'll do anything for the fan base.
Mm-hmm.